Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. How are y'all doing? What's up, cousins? Happy Tuesday to you. Taco Tuesday. Are you eating tacos today? Are you eating something different? Let me know down in the comments. So what's going on right now in the news is a lot. Okay. People are being evacuated. People are being told to shelter in place. Let's see what is happening. Before we do, take a moment, hit that like button, share the video out, leave comments. If you are new, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you be a part of Tommy Bites Homestead, where we do homesteading. We do news that you can use. We even show you in the kitchen things as well. If you want to know how to bake something, cook something, make that good old fashioned bread that you always wanted to do but were too afraid to do, I have a video for that as well. So let's get into this video. So make sure you guys can see it, and you can't. Here it is, right here. Okay, so wildfire explodes in Malibu, surpassing mass evacuations and shelter in place at Pepperdine. So here is the blaze afoot. Here is the university, and that fire is very, very close. So a ferocious wildfire was spreading rapidly early Tuesday in Malibu, spurring evacuations along the coast, while nearby Pepperdine University issued a campus-wide shelter-in-place order, and firefighters struggled to battle the flames. I don't know why they would do shelter in place if this flame is out of control. Would you not want them to go ahead and leave instead of waiting till it maybe jumps the highway or something like that? That's kind of scary to think about because I have a son in college. So the eastern half of Malibu was ordered to evacuate. Well, yeah, they were ordered evacuated, and the rest of the city was under evacuation warning, meaning get yourself prepared because we may tell you you have to get out now. So for those of you who don't have a go bag and you don't know what a go bag is, that is a bag that you can grab and go. Just that simple. Put items in that bag that you would need, like your medications, definitely some water, some nutrient-filled snacks or ready-to-eat meals. Get a bag together and have it nearby your door, in a closet, whatever. So if you get that knock on the door, if you get that alert on your phone telling you got to get out, you can grab that bag and you can go. And try to keep your car at least at a half tank if you can't afford to fill it up. So some 6,000 residents live in the area ordered evacuated. Firefighters said most of the city's population of about 11,000, about 2,000 structures are affected by this mandatory evacuation order. Dubbed the Franklin Fire, the blaze was moving at a fierce pace, fanned by strong Santa Ana winds, and had exploded to more than 2,200 acres as by 7 a.m. with no containment. No containment. That's why I don't understand why the university just didn't get those kids out of there. Flames were reported on both sides of Pacific Coast Highway, with the fire jumping the road in at least 2 locations. So I just said that, and I hadn't even read this article. The fire can jump the road. You can't say, well, shelter in place, they're taking care of it. It's not being contained. So the area around Malibu Pier and around Malibu Road and Webb Way, just next to Malibu Colony Plaza, where a Ralph's supermarket is located. So now you don't have access to food. Structures were impacted along Malibu Knolls Road, where there are a few homes and a church, and in the area of Sweetwater Canyon Drive, where there are more than a dozen homes. Residents describe having just minutes to flee. Let me repeat that. In the event of emergency, this is why I do preparedness videos. encouraging you to stock up, and I get people in the comments saying ain't nothing happening, you just spreading fear, here we go again. Sir or ma'am, this is to protect you. Whether you do it or not, I don't care. I am here to just say, get a little something and protect yourself in case you have to leave that area. So residents describe having just minutes to flee as they saw a storm of embers rain down, with hillsides and trees bursting into flames, and having precious little time to decide what to take with them. Get your bags together, people. Okay? This is not me saying you should live in fear. This is saying live how you want to live. But when something comes up, you are already prepared. Stay prepared. Okay? I think I'm in shock right now, someone said, who evacuated shortly after he smelled smoke while at home in the hills above City Hall around 11 p.m. His wife got an alert about the fire, and by 11:20, mind you, this was 11 p.m. that he smelled smoke. By 11:20, the flames licked the hillside while the sky grew ever redder. The couple packed their bags and drove to Pacific Coast Highway towards Santa Monica to check into a hotel. The lawn and trees around the homes were just burning wild. Let's see, this was a neighbor who watched as fire gradually approached his property through the internet-connected ring cameras stationed around his house. So he's still in the house watching the fire come to him. I really hope he was preparing to get out of there. So he says, my house has come very close to catching fire multiple times in the last couple of hours. The bushes and fence at the top of the property burned. Site rendered in video. I guess he caught it on ring camera again. But the fire department showed up and doused the area. Lucky for him. We cannot wait for luck to happen, because that doesn't happen for everybody. A lot of people lose everything, and some lose their lives for not being ready to just get up out of there, which I feel he should have got up out of there and gone, but I can't tell nobody what to do. So they, let me see, he says, we thought it was completely under control. Then a bunch of embers came flying into the yard. Jonathan Torre, spokesperson for LA County Fire Department, told the Times that hundreds of firefighters responded to the fire and had been hampered by winds of 50 to 80 miles per hour. Look at this fire. And this is vegetation around Pepperdine University in Malibu, scorched by the Franklin fire on Tuesday, but they sheltered in place. That don't even make sense. Make it make sense. Okay, firefighting helicopters were picking up water using the lakes at Pepperdine's Alumni Park to drop on the flames. The fire was reported around 10:52 p.m. along Malibu Canyon Road and north of Francisco Ranch Road in the hills north of Pepperdine. At around the time the fire ignited, there were gusts up to 65 miles per hour that were reported. By around 3:30 a.m., the winds were weakening slightly with gusts in the 40 miles per hour range. But patterns seen in the past Santa Ana winds events suggest winds should ramp up around daybreak. They say the cause of the fire is unclear. Gavin Newsom, the governor, said early Tuesday that the governor had, well, his office said that the governor had been briefed on the blaze and the state had secured a fire management assistance grant from the Federal Emergency Management Agency to help with fire suppression costs. Around 1 a.m. Tuesday, the fire had moved into the Sierra Retreat area and was threatening structures. the community in less than a mile northwest of Malibu Pier. There are private homes in addition to a Catholic retreat and conference center. Fire crews from Orange and Ventura counties and the city of LA joined LA County firefighters, providing on-the-ground and aerial response as they sought to get a handle on the, on that fire. A 6-mile stretch of Pacific Coast Highway was ordered closed east of Coral Canyon Road and west of Las Flores Canyon Road. The city of Malibu said Las Virgenes Road, which continues as Malibu Canyon Road on the way to the coast, is closed south of Mulholland Highway. All the way to Pacific Coast Highway, a 6-mile stretch of road is closed. Here's the map. An evacuation warning along Pacific Coast Highway extended as far east as the edge of Los Angeles city limits on the border of the Pacific Palisades neighborhood and as far west as Zuma Beach. A temporary evacuation center was set up in Palisades Recreation Center at 851 Alma Real Drive in Pacific Palisades. Large animals can be taken to Pierce College at 6201 Winnetaka Avenue. Pepperdine University was in the heart of the evacuation area, but the university directed students and others on campus to remain there and abide by the university's emergency protocol. All community members on the Malibu campus are directed to shelter in place in the Tyler Campus Center or Payson Library. And that's what they shared on X on Tuesday at 1 a.m. At around 3:30 a.m., the school said the worst of the fire has pushed past Pepperdine. Spot fires continued to burn on campus, the university noted, but none were threatening buildings or lives. People on campus were being asked to stay at least until sunrise. I hope, like I'm coughing now because my throat's dry, but I really do hope, hold on. When my neighbors behind me burning leaves and stuff like that, my daughter's room sits on the back of the house. So she has asthma and that smoke comes into her room. So I pray that no one had any reactions to, because smoke, even when you don't have asthma, will make you cough, will make you choke or whatever. So I hope that that's not the case with the students and the staff. So Pepperdine University has a well-documented shelter-in-place protocol when wildfires threaten Malibu, given how difficult it can be to evacuate the campus quickly on narrow roads during a crisis. The university says the campus buildings are built with fire-resistant materials and brush is cleared at least 200 feet away from structures. The school took some criticism for its shelter-in-place plan after the campus used it during the Woolsey fire in 2018, with some students nervous about remaining on campus. The university, however, has said Pepperdine's practice of having students shelter in place on campus during wildfires has lasted for decades and is supported by the county fire department. Besides the Woolsey fire, it has been utilized for all fires since 1993, including the old Topanga in 1993, Calabasas in 1996, Canyon and Coral fires in 2007. Classes and final exams were canceled Tuesday at Pepperdine University, Malibu's campus. Public schools in Malibu were also closed on Tuesday because of the fire. Pepperdine University student Nick Gerding said on Tuesday morning that hundreds of students sheltered in place in the campus library overnight as the flames moved closer. Once we got news it jumped Malibu Canyon Road, you could really see it come over the hill, he says. It was so close that we got the warning to stay away from the windows because the trees that were a good 20 feet ahead of it were on fire. But I thought they just said, now that's the student talking. So I thought that the university itself said that they kept trees 200 feet away from the buildings. But anyway, it wasn't clear if the burning trees were a part of a defensive fire by crews or not, he said. Meanwhile, some 200 to 300 students lined up to grab breakfast while another few hundred slept. Even though Pepperdine's process for the fire made him feel relatively safe, the experience still frightened him. He says, my brother attended Pepperdine here about 5 years ago, and they had a campus fire and did the same process, he said. I was familiar, but it was a panic I'd never experienced before, so I wasn't ready for that. Malibu resident, a different one, said he had taken a drive through Malibu in the early morning hours for a closer look at the conflagration, hope I said that right. Flames are everywhere, he told the Times. Around 3:30 a.m., people are running away in vehicles from Malibu, both directions on the coastal highway. I just passed through the blazes on the highway, no traffic lights, police car and fire trucks are everywhere, he says. The National Weather Service issued a particularly dangerous situation red flag warning for wide portions of Los Angeles and Ventura counties, which will last through Tuesday afternoon. Gusts of about 80 miles per hour are possible, and relative humidity is forecasted to be alarmingly low, while vegetation is extremely clear. Let's see. More than 3,500 customers were reportedly without power early Tuesday due to this fire. 3,500 people without power who probably are still in their homes that didn't, had the shelter in place, don't have power. So think about finding an alternative power when you don't have power. If it's not a fire, maybe it's a snowstorm, maybe it's, a tornado, hurricane, whatever the situation, you don't have power. He says the power is largely out in Malibu due to the public safety power shutoff. So they shut the power off. That is called a brownout. So when you have a blackout, that's not by man. But when you have a brownout, it's because the company came in and they said, hey, we need to turn the power off to this area so as to not start any more fires in that situation. So either way it go, brownout, blackout, your power's out and you need to have some backup power. This is the second time this fire season that the Weather Service has issued a particularly dangerous situation red flag warning. The last time was on November 5th, and a day later, the mountain fire ignited in Ventura County and whipped up by powerful winds, raised more than 240 buildings. Let's see. And they said that this region has been quite dry, so that didn't help. So just wanted to bring you some quick news that hopefully you can use definitely as a reminder of emergency preparedness. The month for emergency preparedness is September, but we should always be preparing in some kind of way, whether it's adding to our food pantries or adding to our non-food pantry of items that we would need, getting a go bag together in case we got to get up and go. So y'all let me know what you think down below. Do you think that Pepperdine University needs to amend? Do you think they need to amend their evacuation orders, emergency preparedness situations? What do you think about this story? People being evacuated. Are you prepared? If you get that alert on your phone in your area and they're telling you to get out, do you have what you need already ready where you can grab it and throw it in a bag at that moment if you don't want to make the bag together? Like maybe if you have medications, keep them already in a Ziploc bag or something So you ain't got to search through each one. Just grab that bag and throw it into a book bag or whatever and go. So I will see you guys in the next video. Definitely. Thank you for coming in. I do appreciate all of the support that I get when I'm doing these news stories. I would really love a lot more support when I'm doing the homesteading and the cooking videos. And maybe I should just put my cooking videos on the other channel and just leave it at that. But I want you guys to have all the information, excuse me, and knowledge that you can use in a situation like this. So y'all take care. Hit the like button, share the video out, leave comments, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.